don't like going to nightclubs. Nightclubs are filled with single mothers and liars.
You want him? Yeah, you want him? Cute guy, huh? Hey, sit next to her. Come sit next to her.
Because, like, when you're on a dating app and you're in your 40s, it's like shopping in Marshalls.
She might be the one. She might be the one. And I opened up my eyes and she was tweeting. I said, what the hell you doing?
Hannah, I like really masculine men. Because
I beg your pardon?
Is that your man? Is your best friend? You never...
What do you mean by that?
Well, how long are you gonna keep leading him on like this? You're paying this whole bill? Don't pay the whole bill. You're splitting it. You want him? Yeah, you want him? Cute guy, huh? Hey, sit next to her. Come sit next to her. Empty chair in here. Hey, if she's your best friend, she'll understand. Sit right here. Sit down right there, my boy!
Well, she got what she projected. She sat there and said that they're just friends. She can't get jealous if another woman wants him. That's what women have to understand. They use the friend zone to mold the man, to manipulate the man. So by the time they call it a relationship, she already has full control over him.
Like, where do you go to find this wife? You can go to clubs or bars. I don't like going to nightclubs. Nightclubs are filled with single mothers and liars. There's a lot of single mothers in the club, and overall, single mothers are doing a good job, but the world is crazy, and you need to wait a while before you introduce these guys you dating to your kids. I went out with this single mother 2 times. I'm at work. The school called me to come pick up her son. You can't put my name on the list to come pick up your son. I only seen this dude 2 times in the dark at your house. They wear uniforms now. They got the same little haircut. I might pick up the wrong kid. Now this dude is on my backseat wheezing. I don't need that. But I'm scared. I'm not afraid to admit it. Marriage is a major decision. How many times in your life do you want to lose half your stuff? And I'll share with you what scares me the most. What scares me the most about marriage is the fact that men and women don't even look at marriage the same way. When women talk about marriage, it's a happy occasion. I'm getting married, I got my ring, I got my colors picked out, I got 4 of my fat friends to stand next to me. It's gonna be a beautiful day. No, their dress is ugly, mine is pretty. But it's not the same for the men. When men talk about marriage with our friends, it sounds like something you get diagnosed with. Did you hear what happened to Charles? No, what? He's getting married. No! I just seen him last week. When did he find out? She told him yesterday at dinner. Is there anything that we could do for him? No, the invitations already went out. There's nothing we can do. It's rough. I live in Atlanta. You think it'd be easy to find somebody in Atlanta. We have every group represented. We got the LGBTQ community. But it's 2022. You can't offend anyone. You can't step on anybody's toes. If you meet somebody in Atlanta that's attractive, you have to say things like, how long have you been a woman? That's a legit question in Atlanta. Like, if you've been doing this for 10, 15 years, I might be okay with it. But if this is your first date, I don't want no parts of this. I could tell you just bought these heels, you really can't walk in them. You still saying things guys say like race you to the car. Don't no woman say race you to the car. But I practice what I preach. The older I get, I realize nobody wants to die alone. You have to be open-minded to dating people from different races, different religions, different age ranges. I used to date a Muslim girl. She came to me early in the relationship and said, would you consider becoming Muslim so we could get married? And I was like, no, I'm Christian. I just want 1 wife and a girlfriend. Who wants 4 wives?
Because, like, when you're on a dating app and you're in your 40s, it's like shopping in Marshalls. It's like, you know, everything in there is crap. And then you remember, oh, I'm in there. Oh.
And she's right, ladies. You got to start thinking about that before you start talking about these men.
You think you date a little younger than you think that's cool. That ain't cool, man. Because this new generation, is something wrong with them. I don't know what's wrong. I'm serious. I was dating this girl, and it was going good. You know, I thought it was cool. I said, this is going to be good. And we got close. It was wild, and we started making love. And I was like, this is good. She might be the one. She might be the one. And I opened up my eyes, and she was tweeting. I said, what the hell you doing tweeting? What is wrong with you?
Fatherhood. I feel like we had a kid around the same time.
Bruh, I got a DNA test. I don't even got a kid.
You for real?
I swear, bro. I thought I did. And then I told the world that, like, ahead of time, but I never got no DNA test. And I ended up getting a DNA test, and it wasn't my kid.
You did one DNA test, or you did Mark? Do he look like it?
Too.
And they both was negative.
My mom was like very like, get a DNA test. You know how moms do, they be know.
Yeah.
She was like, get a DNA test.
So did it kind of mess with you a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like all the things I was going through like during that time was like really fucking with me. That's why I couldn't go on tour, like couldn't do shows and shit. I couldn't really, I don't know, get in my spunk and feel good and shit. There was a lot of shit going on, just a lot of confusion. Yeah, but I mean, it's life, you know, a lot of shit just happened. Maybe it happened for a reason.
Damn, man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
I'm sorry to hear that too, for you to be a famous rapper and you're out here tweeting, posting on Instagram that you're about to have a baby. You have a baby, you start celebrating it, and then you do a DNA test just to find out it ain't yours. Ugh.
Lana Rhodes. People are going to be surprised that we're on a podcast together. I actually came across one of your podcasts that you used to do, and you were talking about just the dark sides of the adult film industry and the porn industry, which you used to be a part of. And it really I was really interested and honestly like inspired by your story. So let's start off just with your childhood.
So there's a lot of things that I've come to terms with recently that I didn't even realize were wrong in my childhood. And I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. I had to go back and think, when was the first time that I had this feeling that like no one loves me, and just like overwhelming emotions to the point where it feels like you have to like hurt yourself.
Like the average life expectancy of someone in the sex industry for a woman is about 37, and the average life expectancy outside of that industry is 78, I think. And I was just like, how is that possible? So obviously a lot of these girls feel like there's no way out. Yeah. How were you able to kind of get out and kind of just like, I guess, find your identity outside of the industry?
I mean, I had to, or it probably would have led to that point. Imagine like you just meet someone in the lobby and like you're not attracted to them at all, and it's like, okay, now you have to fuck them and pretend that you like it.
No, that's definitely tough.
It's awful. And then also that people are like, oh, you knew what you got into, and like you get backlash for talking out about it. I think it's because men like consuming porn and they don't want to feel guilty for consuming it, and so they don't want to hear that I felt the way that I felt.
Did you hear him say the life expectancy for girls that are in the industry is the age of 37 and 78 outside of women who do not get into the industry because it messes with their mind? Like she said, men don't want to hear how I feel because they enjoy watching it. They enjoy being with me. But if I start telling them what happened in my childhood, they don't want to hear it. This is why women, when you're pretending to be a P-Hub star, and you're running around here in the gym wearing booty pants and you want to be seen, please understand, when a man gets what he wants, he does not want to know the inner you because you've already catered to his desires, not his brain.
No one's going to marry you, Haranam. Like, you have a beard. No one's going to date you, Haranam. You have a beard. No one's going to be your boyfriend, Haranam. You have a beard. You are not a preference to a lot of men. And then I'll get like really feminine men message me, but that's not who I'm attracted to. Hannah, I like really masculine men because I am very soft. I'm so different to what you see like on TV. You know, on TV.
I've never seen you on TV.
I mean, not, but no, generally you'll see, oh, she's strong, she's, you know, what she's talking about is very powerful, whatever people say. But then at home, I'm very quiet. You know, I'm very feminine, I'm very soft. People don't get to see that side of me, you know. But no, it has been difficult. Where I wanted to be married and have kids, I would never be a single mom. That's not what I've ever wanted.
She looks like a dude disguised as a dude playing another dude, but yet her brain has her believing that she is a female. This is where life is taking a twist and is going to end very horribly and emotionally and mentally ill for a lot of people. They have told people you can be whoever you want. The only problem is getting the rest of the world to accept you. That's the problem. We accept people for being loony now, but it doesn't mean we have to cater to you. This woman's going to have a hard time finding a masculine man that's going to accept her with a beard, but yet she still believes.
One thing my stepdaddy used to always tell me, as long as you got a man, don't call me for no motherfucking help. Okay? You got a man. Ask him. Stop being so scared to ask your man for shit. That's who you're supposed to ask, your other half. And vice versa. So don't be calling up your homegirls and everybody in your phone for the rest of your bill money. Call your man, the one that lays up with you every night. That be at your house. Dropping them draws. You getting on your knees for. Ask that man for some money.
See, women don't want to ask a man for nothing because they want to prove to the man that they don't need him. A woman's power is in a man wanting her, not necessarily a provider. That's why she's calling you, because she don't want to feel embarrassed talking to him.
You tell a man, oh, I need you to pay for the babysitter so I can come out with you. And he's like, oh, no, that's too much. That's where I draw a line. That's because you're not worth that to him. If the woman of his dreams was standing in front of him saying, you need to cover the babysitter, it's $15 an hour, he's going to be like, okay, plus the tip. You want to only be the man's dream girl when you even give him a shot at dating you. So setting this standard in the beginning is so important. Never pay for the babysitter.
I think the moment you tell a man that you have a kid, I think the entire situation is going to change. It's going to be easy to find a man to pay for the babysitter, but the chances of you liking him back and being the guy that you want, that you're going to respect, it's going to be extremely low.
The United States making DNA testing mandatory is stupid. I don't think that it's something that, if you feel like you need a DNA test, go do that on your own time because you feel that way. I don't think every person, there's millions of people in the United States. Like, it doesn't make sense that people could be using that time to do other things. Like, you could be saving up.
It has to be mandatory. Men are getting sick of stepping in, being providers to children that's not even his, and not even getting a woman to treat him a certain way. It's just not a benefit. Yes, DNA tests, everything, and the pets.
Things that I realized that I used to do is I used to do too much. Overly accommodating to you emotionally. Like, if I felt like something would be overwhelming, I would go out of my way for you to not have to deal with that so that you would not be overwhelmed. And I was too focused on you and your emotions, and I had to fall back. And I'm like, he's a grown man.
What was my reaction when you would do that?
I mean, you were grateful. You would be appreciative, but I didn't have to do that. And in my mind, it took a lot of effort for me to do that. So when I was doing it, it was just like, wow, like I'm kind of exhausted. When I kind of pulled back and fell back, I realized that the response was the same. So I had created this need for me to do something when there wasn't a need at all.
It was also exhausting trying to make room for you to be that thing when that's not ever what I need from you.
I know. And I know that. And I know that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah,
all right.
that's
because I thought you were going to be like, yeah, you did too much. Oh my God, my little heart.
No, you think that I think you do too much.
This is an example of, in a relationship, there's always one chasing the other until the other insecurity comes down to the person that loves him. In other words, a guy can get the woman of his dreams and you could chase her around, you could be a simp, but she's never going to respect you until her confidence comes down to your insecurity.
You saying that I can't go out with my friends, right?
Can you answer me something?
Yes.
If you are in a relationship with somebody and you really love them and they're doing everything they need to do as a man for you. What the f do you need to be out the club for?
I'm not gonna say that because, okay, let me tell you. So I'm like a very submissive woman.
Okay.
Okay, I like to take care of my man, like as far as in the household. I like to cook, I like to clean, but like controlling. I don't like that.
I'm not controlling though. I don't control anything. I tell you my boundaries, and if you cross it, then I'm just gonna tell you, hey, look, I don't f with that. So like, you can go this way, and I'll go my way. I'm not gonna ever tell you to not do something. I don't control shit. I've never been that way, but I do enforce my boundaries.
Okay.
And I make them clear from the very get-go. I don't sit there and wait until like the middle of a relationship to start setting these boundaries like all these other niggas. You know what I'm saying?
A real man's gonna know what he wants to handle and what he doesn't want to deal with. See, women aren't used to a man that's gonna wake up in the morning and get to the money, and once he's done grinding, he wants to come home to peace. This is how come a man doesn't want a woman out there in the streets, because the more she's out there in the streets and she's with her friends, the more she's going to drag in more drama to the house and start to drag in fleas. But when it comes to women, they feel like they have to be doing everything in the world and the man is supposed to allow them. This is why a lot of you women, you're just sex buddies now. You're not wifey material.
Men are constantly telling me that I need to take accountability for my actions and my role and why my marriage ended. And I used to keep telling them, like, I never did anything to specifically make my ex say I want to divorce him. I never did. I can honestly say that. But you guys are right. I do need to take accountability. And so I've been thinking really hard about where I messed up. And I think the issue is when I got married, I married for love. I was excited about our future and our family and like being together with this person, building and growing in life together. And my mistake was that I should have got married for money, you know, and now I know that I've learned from my mistakes and I won't let it happen again.
See, after a woman get her heart broken, she starts charging for the kitty cat. Just in case if something happens in a relationship, she's not walking away with a heartbreak. That's just how women are looking at it, guys. You're never in competition with another man. You're always in competition with her past. The quicker you understand her past, the quicker you'll know how to treat her so you don't get caught up in a woman's fairy tale.
You about to be so hard on me, Guru. I know you. All right, go ahead.
Sound like you've been watching me and studying me.
I watch you like all the time. I'm not about to sit up here and act like I don't.
More than you watch your man.
Like,
That's sad.
I wouldn't reach. I wouldn't reach
You
now.
studying me more than you study the man that you
That
with.
is so precious.
You be imagining me while y'all screwing?
Guru, shut up, yo. Stop. I've been drinking a little bit. Stop that.
She ain't got no man. When they up this late talking about they got a man, but they all in a man's face, they ain't got no man. He needs to just call her up and clap cheeks. Get some of that groupie love.